Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive where we take a deep dive into some really fascinating research. And today we're looking at AI in healthcare, which, as you can imagine, is a pretty hot topic these days. We've got some great articles here from the California Healthcare Foundation, Science News, Health Tech Magazine, a few others too. And we're going to try to unpack the potential benefits, see what's already happening out there, and think about what it all means, really, for you, for the average person.
It's really an exciting time to be in this field, that's for sure. We're seeing some incredible breakthroughs, things that could truly revolutionize healthcare as we know it.
Yeah, one thing that really caught my eye was this idea of a digital twin. I think it was in one of the Science News pieces. They were talking about like a virtual version of you that could help doctors predict and treat health issues.
Oh yeah, that's a fascinating concept. Imagine having a digital copy of yourself that's constantly analyzing your health data, alerting your doctor to potential problems before you even experience symptoms.
It's like having a personal health guardian watching over you 24/7. It's amazing to think about. But it's not just about prediction, right? AI is already being used to diagnose diseases with incredible accuracy. I was reading about how the FDA has approved AI algorithms for detecting wrist fractures and diagnosing diabetic retinopathy just from retinal images.
That's right, and in some cases, AI is even outperforming human doctors in certain diagnostic tasks. It's pretty remarkable.
So does that mean we'll all be seeing AI doctors in the future?
Well, that's a big question. I think AI has the potential to handle a lot of the routine diagnoses, maybe even some of the more complex ones, but I don't think it will ever fully replace human doctors, at least not anytime soon.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's probably more about finding the right balance between human expertise and AI's capabilities, right?
Absolutely. It's about using AI to augment and assist human doctors, not replace them entirely.
Okay, so talking about capabilities, one area where AI seems to be making a huge impact is in surgery. I was blown away by this article about a robot called Sturgeon, which is being used in brain surgery.
Oh, surgeon, yeah. That's a great example of how AI is revolutionizing surgery.
It can actually analyze tumor DNA in real time, which helps surgeons decide how much tissue to remove during the operation.
It's incredible technology. And it's not just brain surgery. AI-powered robots are being used in all sorts of surgical procedures, from minimally invasive surgeries to, well, who knows, maybe one day even fully autonomous surgeries.
Wow, that's both exciting and a little scary, right?
It definitely raises some interesting questions about the future of surgery.
But beyond surgery, I'm curious about how AI is being used to develop new treatments. Like I read about researchers at Stanford who are using AI to create drugs that target antibiotic-resistant bacteria.
Yeah, that's a game changer. AI is accelerating drug discovery by analyzing huge data sets of molecules and biological information. It's helping scientists identify potential drug candidates much more quickly and efficiently than traditional methods.
So it's not only helping us diagnose and treat diseases, but it's also helping us develop new weapons in the fight against superbugs.
Exactly. And it's not just about developing new drugs. AI is also being used to personalize existing treatments, making sure patients get the right medication at the right dosage based on their unique genetic makeup and medical history.
Yeah, this whole idea of personalized medicine is really fascinating. It's like tailoring treatments to each individual patient. And it seems like AI is playing a key role in making that a reality.
Absolutely. AI is helping us move towards a future where healthcare is more precise, more personalized, and more proactive.
That's really exciting to think about. But I also know that AI isn't a magic bullet, right? There are still challenges to overcome, and we need to be mindful of the potential risks and ethical considerations.
You're absolutely right. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
We need to make sure it's used responsibly and ethically in healthcare, especially when it comes to things like patient privacy and data security.
Absolutely. We need to have open and honest conversations about the potential benefits and risks of AI in healthcare. And we need to involve diverse voices in the development and implementation of these technologies to ensure they benefit everyone, not just a select few.
I couldn't agree more. This is such an important topic, and I'm glad we're having this conversation. Okay, so before we dive into some specific examples of how AI is already making a difference, I want to touch on one more thing, prevention. Can AI actually help us prevent diseases from happening in the first place?
That's a great question, and the answer is potentially yes. AI can analyze huge amounts of data, lifestyle factors, genetics, environmental exposures, to identify individuals who might be at higher risk for certain diseases.
So it's like using AI to predict the future of our health.
In a way, yes. By identifying those risk factors early on, doctors could potentially intervene with lifestyle changes, preventative measures, or even early treatment to reduce the likelihood of those diseases ever developing.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like taking a proactive approach to healthcare instead of just reacting to problems after they arise.
Exactly. It aligns with this vision of personalized medicine, where healthcare is tailored to each individual's unique needs and risks.
This is really mind-blowing stuff. Okay, so now that we've got a good overview of the potential of AI in healthcare, let's dive into some specific example of how it's already making a difference in people's lives.
Sounds good to me. Let's take a look at some real-world applications that are already having a positive impact out there.
Okay, so let's jump into some of those real-world examples. I know we were talking about AI being used for things like predicting sepsis.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sepsis, that's a really serious condition, and early detection is absolutely key. It can be really difficult to diagnose in its early stages, but AI is already helping doctors catch it sooner and intervene more effectively.
So, how's that working? Is the AI, looking at patient data and flagging potential cases?
Exactly. There was this study, I think it was in the PFC article, where an AI system was able to correctly flag 82% of sepsis cases just by analyzing patient data.
Wow, 82%. That's amazing.
It's pretty impressive, right? And it's a huge deal because early intervention can dramatically reduce mortality rates from sepsis.
So it's almost like having an early warning system for sepsis.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay, so beyond sepsis, what other areas are we seeing AI being used in?
Well, another area where AI is making a huge impact is in the fight against antibiotic-resistant bacteria.
Oh, yeah, that's a scary one.
It's a growing global threat, but AI is giving us some hope.
Like how so?
Well, for one thing, AI is being used to develop new drugs that can target these superbugs.
I think I read about that in one of the articles, maybe Health Tech magazine.
Yeah, there are researchers at Stanford who are using AI to create drugs that specifically target those resistant bacteria. It's cutting-edge stuff.
So is the AI designing these drugs from scratch?
Well, not exactly. It's more about using AI to analyze huge amounts of data, like the structure of bacteria, how they interact with different molecules, all sorts of factors. And that helps scientists identify potential targets for new antibiotics much faster than they could with traditional methods.
So it's like AI is speeding up the drug discovery process?
Exactly. It's accelerating the whole process, which is crucial when we're talking about something as urgent as antibiotic resistance.
This is incredible. I'm sensing a theme here. AI seems to be really good at analyzing huge amounts of data and finding patterns that humans might miss.
You're absolutely right. That's one of AI's biggest strengths. And it's why it's so well suited for tasks like diagnosing diseases, predicting health risks, and developing new treatments.
Okay, so we've talked about sepsis and drug discovery. What other examples do we have?
Well, let's talk about something a little closer to home, something that a lot of people are already using: AI-powered wearables.
Oh yeah, fitness trackers and smartwatches, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Those devices are becoming increasingly sophisticated thanks to AI.
It's not just about counting steps anymore, is it?
No, not at all. AI is being used to track all sorts of health data, like heart rate variability, sleep patterns, even stress levels. And all that data can be used to provide personalized insights and recommendations for improving your health.
So it's like having a personal health coach right on your wrist.
In a way, yeah.
I remember reading about this AI-powered bra, the Ultra Bra, I think it was called.
Oh yes, the Ultra Bra.
It uses ultrasound to monitor for breast lumps.
That's a fantastic example of how AI is being integrated into everyday objects to improve our health.
It's amazing to think about, having that kind of technology built right into your clothes.
Absolutely. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to see more and more AI-powered wearables in the future, monitoring everything from our blood sugar levels to our brain activity.
Wow, that's a little mind-blowing.
It is, isn't it?
It seems like AI is moving beyond diagnostics and treatment and into the realm of prevention.
That's a really important point. AI has the potential to transform healthcare from a reactive system to a proactive one.
It's like AI is becoming our personal health guardian.
In a sense, yes. Imagine a future where AI can help us identify potential health risks early on and take steps to prevent them from ever developing.
That would be incredible.
It would revolutionize healthcare as we know it.
Okay, so we've seen how AI is being used in diagnostics, treatment, drug discovery, and prevention. But what about the people on the front lines of healthcare, the doctors and nurses? How are they adapting to this new era of AI-powered medicine?
Well, that's a crucial question, and I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool, not a replacement for human expertise.
So it's about collaboration between humans and AI.
Exactly. Doctors and nurses are increasingly using AI to support their decision-making, to improve their efficiency, and ultimately to provide better care for their patients.
Okay, so they're using AI as a tool to enhance their own skills and knowledge?
Precisely.
But that must require some adjustments in terms of training and mindset, right?
Absolutely. There's a growing need for healthcare professionals to be trained in how to use AI effectively and ethically. Medical schools and other training programs are starting to incorporate AI into their curricula.
So it's not just about learning the technical aspects of AI, it's about understanding the ethical implications as well.
Exactly. We need to make sure that AI is used in a way that benefits patients and doesn't create new problems or exacerbate existing inequalities.
That's a really important point. Okay, so what about leadership in healthcare organizations? What role do they play in the adoption of AI?
Well, healthcare leaders have a huge responsibility in this area. They need to be proactive in investing in the right technologies, fostering a culture of innovation, and addressing the ethical considerations surrounding AI.
It sounds like a tall order.
It is, but it's also an incredible opportunity to transform healthcare for the better.
I'm really starting to see that. AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare in so many ways.
I completely agree. It's an exciting time to be involved in this field.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential of AI, we've seen some real-world examples, and we've touched on the role of humans in this new era of healthcare. But I think it's important to step back for a moment and reflect on the bigger picture.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. What are some of the key takeaways that are standing out to you?
Well, I'm struck by the sheer pace of innovation in AI. It seems like every day there's a new breakthrough or application, and the potential benefits for healthcare are immense.
Absolutely. The possibilities seem almost limitless at this point.
But I'm also aware of the potential risks and challenges. We need to be thoughtful and responsible in how we develop and implement these technologies.
You're right. We can't just blindly embrace AI without considering the ethical implications.
So as we move forward, what are some of the key questions we need to be asking ourselves about AI in healthcare?
Well, I think one of the most important questions is how do we ensure that AI benefits everyone, not just a select few? We need to be mindful of the potential for AI to exacerbate existing health disparities.
Yeah, like if access to AI-powered healthcare is limited to those who can afford it, we could end up with a two-tiered system that widens the gap between the haves and the have-nots.
Exactly. That's a real concern. Another key question is, how do we balance the potential benefits of AI with the need to protect patient privacy and autonomy?
That's a tricky one.
It is. We need to make sure that AI is used in a way that respects patient rights and values.
Okay, so equity and privacy are two big ones.
Absolutely. And I think another important question is, how do we prepare the healthcare workforce for this new era of AI-powered medicine?
Yeah, we touched on that earlier.
We need to invest in training and education to ensure that doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals have the skills and knowledge they need to work effectively alongside AI.
It sounds like a lot to think about.
It is. But these are important conversations to be having.
Well, I'm feeling optimistic about the future of AI in healthcare, but also cautious.
Me too. As long as we proceed thoughtfully and responsibly, I believe AI has the potential to truly revolutionize healthcare for the better.
So what's the next step? Where do we go from here?
I think the next step is to continue exploring the potential of AI, identifying the challenges, and working together to find solutions that benefit everyone.
That sounds like a good plan, and I'm confident that with the right approach, we can harness the power of AI to create a healthier and more equitable future for all.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, and I'm feeling inspired by the possibilities.
Me too.
So on that note, I think it's time to wrap up. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of AI in healthcare.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep. Until next time. You know, it's funny, even after all this discussion, it still feels like we're just scratching the surface.
Oh, absolutely. AI in healthcare is such a vast and complex field, and it's changing so rapidly.
Yeah, and one thing I keep coming back to is, what does all this mean for the future of the healthcare workforce? Like, will doctors and nurses even be needed in a world where AI can do so much?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? But honestly, I don't see AI fully replacing human healthcare professionals anything soon. At least not entirely.
Okay, so you're saying it's more about AI augmenting human abilities rather than replacing humans altogether.
Exactly. AI can do some amazing things, like analyzing massive data sets, spotting patterns we might miss, and even performing some tasks autonomously. But there are certain aspects of healthcare that require a human touch, energy, compassion, critical thinking, the ability to build relationships with patients. Those are things AI just can't replicate.
That makes sense. It's about finding that balance, right?
Yeah, finding the right balance between human expertise and AI's capabilities.
And that balance will probably keep shifting as AI technology continues to evolve.
Oh, for sure. We're still in the early stages of this AI revolution, so who knows what the future holds.
So given all that, what does this mean for healthcare education and training? Will doctors and nurses need to learn completely new skills to work in this AI-powered world?
Absolutely. The healthcare workforce is going to need to adapt to this new reality. We need to start incorporating AI into medical school curricula, developing specialized training programs, and really fostering a culture of lifelong learning within healthcare.
So it's not just about learning the technical aspects of AI, it's about understanding how to integrate it into clinical practice in a responsible and ethical way.
Exactly. And it's also about recognizing the limitations of AI and knowing when to rely on human judgment and expertise.
This brings up another important point, something we've touched on before, equity. How do we make sure that AI benefits everyone, not just those who can afford the latest and greatest technology?
That's a huge concern, for sure. We need to be very careful that AI doesn't exacerbate existing health disparities. If access to AI-powered healthcare is limited to those with resources, we could end up with a two-tiered system that further widens the gap between the haves and have-nots.
Yeah, that would be a real step backward. So how do we prevent that from happening?
Well, it's going to require a concerted effort from policymakers, healthcare leaders, and technology developers. We need to make sure that AI-powered healthcare is affordable and accessible to everyone, regardless of their income or insurance status.
So it's about making equity a core principle in the development and implementation of AI in healthcare.
Absolutely. We can't just assume that the benefits of AI will trickle down to everyone. We need to be proactive in making sure that happens.
Well, this has been a really thought-provoking conversation. I'm feeling both excited and cautious about the future of AI in healthcare.
I think that's the right attitude to have. There's so much potential here, but we need to proceed with caution and a commitment to ethical principles.
Well said. I want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI in healthcare.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep. We'll see you next time.